I have alien!
Stop or feel the full extent of the United States government on behalf of the president. You're fucking fast.
I love you, alien! I love you, alien! I love you, alien! No! Oh, shit! I need you, alien! I need you, alien! I can't let you alone!
Jobby, do you trust me? Okay.
I love you so much, alien. I love you so much. Oh, I love you, alien. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, alien, says now when it
Why the fuck is there a lizard there?
your heart decide.
Oh shit, man, that's cute.
I can open your
I'm not gonna lie, bro. This is kind of cringe. I mean, where's the toy review? You're right, man. I missed the old Jobby. Where's the toy review? This isn't even a toy review. I don't like it when my YouTube slave wants to do what he wants. I wanted to do what I want. Content creators shouldn't have any rights. They should do exactly what their audience demands of them without any hint of creativity. Honestly, YouTubers should just be automated so then I could program them to do whatever the hell I want. I want the old Jobby back. I don't want him to have free will over his content.
If you wanted your own big boy alien without getting shot, I suggest you go to the Big Bad Toy Store! Every time you buy this figure from that link in the description, that's a little financial support for me. Of course, I'd only recommend you buy this figure if you can afford it, and even then, might not be enough of a reason. Let's just get into the review now, huh? So the reason this box is so ungodly big is because it houses these ungodly large wings. Assembly is required. Good luck making them stay on. We'll get to that later. And the wings are so big that the figure can't physically stand on his own, which is why you get this little crotch cradle. And even then, the weight of the wings still makes it a bit wobbly, which is why you get the option of propping the wings up with struts. Assembly is required. You get a pair of short struts that supports a neutral wing pose, or a pair of longer struts to go full big dick energy, which I'm sure most of you can't relate to.
My wife left me.
And the S.H Monsterarts 2019 King Ghidorah here is actually my first S.H Monsterarts Godzilla figure that's not Godzilla. And what better figure to hold that title than the arch nemesis of the Big G himself? And I gotta tell you, that King of the Monsters movie did this guy some sweet justice. And yes, I did watch King of the Monsters. Please stop asking and follow me on Twitter, you fuck! And once you got the figure all set up, it's hard to deny that this thing is physically impressive. The wingspan is so large that I have to pull the camera all the way back to get the whole thing in frame. Look how far back I am. But what the figure has in physical presence, it lacks in the paint job. Is it just me or is it kind of flat? I mean, there is some moments of shading to suggest depth, but most of it has this unfinished feel, which is not that great considering the fuck. And not only is the paint job flat, he is. It's like the original King Ghidorah had breast cancer. And on the topic of the original King Ghidorah, that shiny gold is one of the iconic elements of that character. Besides, 3 heads. This guy doesn't carry that tradition. Instead of a clean and shiny gold, we get a more dull mustard yellow. Also, there's the fact that the promotional images are somewhat misleading. Look how shiny he looks, even at the front of the box. Oh my god. Zilla. Bandai must have blew all their budget on the huge wings. Did I mention they were huge? The shading that could have been on the body is all over the wings, giving it a visible, realistic texture and depth. They're the most elaborately painted, cleanly sculpted. Look at the fine leather detailing. That's amazing. And all my goodwill towards the wings evaporates immediately when I look at the back of them. And I thought the paint job on the body was flat. The back of the wings feel completely unattended to. I know most people are not gonna display him from the back, but come on. Is it wrong of me to complain about the color scheme on this guy, or is this dull, mustard, flat look movie accurate? Fuck if I know, most of his scenes were in the dark. Learn how to light your CGI, you hacks! And I can't talk about this three-headed dragon without talking about his 3 heads. We got Ichi, Ni, and Kevin. I wish I was smart enough to make that up. Excellent sculpting here. Each head is filled with so much character. The biggest props to the work on the eyes here. They're so small, yet highly detailed. Mean little fuckers. Of course, just like the rest of the body, the head sculpts could have been elevated with some more paint shading. The most we get is some Jobby quality dry brushing there. That is some sloppy work. And I don't know if it's just me, but the inside of the mouth seems a little too pink. Looks less like a mouth and more like a
vagina.
Also, the biggest weakness of the heads is that this is as wide as the mouth can open. It looks less like he's roaring and more like he heard an offensive joke. It's like the original King Ghidorah had breast cancer. But just like any S.H Monsterarts worth shit ball joint here. With the 3 heads being King Ghidorah's defining trait, you would hope that the ball joints at the necks are nice and solid. And yeah, they are. Each of the necks has at least 12 segments. Super satisfying to pose. They're a joy to handle. Absolutely no complaints here. I can't say the same for the tail, which also came disassembled, but good luck having them stay on. These spiky pieces of shit are super frustrating. The ball joints here aren't loose, but for some godforsaken reason, they don't want to stay plugged into there. Fuck! Ooh. If anyone watching knows how to fix tight yet disagreeable ball joints, leave it down in the comments below. Do you like my engagement trap? If the tails weren't so disagreeable, we would have had a really good thing going. They're really posable despite that. Again, at least 12 ball joint segments here. Look at that. Immediately after I pop it in, it just pops out. What the frick? And I have a similar issue with the wings. These frickers don't want to stay on. And it was worse out of the box. At the slightest hint of provocation, the wings slipped right the hell out. Do you know how shitty it feels for this thing to come sliding down and tumbling all around? And then I have to pick this shit up and insert it back in while cutting myself all the while? Jesus, these things are sharp. Shit. I mitigated that problem somewhat with just a dab of super glue. Rubbed a little bit on the holes to tighten up that friction, and that's been working pretty well, but we shouldn't have this issue with this price range. And of course, the common complaint against the wings is that they're practically not posable at all, except for a fairly limited ball joint at the shoulder. That allows some flapping movement, and that's about it. Honestly, though, this aspect of the wings does not bother me in the least. I mean, think about it, right? If this guy did have an elbow joint right there, the wing membrane would have to be some sort of weird, stupid, flexible plastic. Either that or we go the Revoltech option, but you never take the Revoltech option. They're huge, they look cool, that's really all I needed. The large wings makes the figure somewhat cumbersome to handle, but the previously mentioned struts keeps them in check. And those are the only accessories you get with this borderline $300 figure. Not even electricity beams, thanks Bandai. And the rest of the posability is fairly limited. Barely there ball joints at the hips, bend at the knee, ball joint at the ankle here, and everything else I previously mentioned. The necks are the most posable thing on this figure, which is not a problem, but I have no idea how in the 7 hells they got him into a flying pose. The figure as is much too heavy for that. Not to mention the wings are being loose, so if you were to tie a string up on that shit would fall off immediately. Fuck you! But really, this guy was designed to just stand there menacingly. The sheer size of everything makes up for the lack of articulation. Here's S.H Monsterarts Godzilla 1954, Shin Godzilla, Godzilla 2014, my thermos, and the previous review, Godzilla 2019. If you're some kind of King of the Monsters completionist, I suggest you clear a little room for him. This wingspan demands a lot of shelf space, and the figure's physical presence is my favorite thing about the overall figure. And no kisses for Kevin.
Fuck Kevin.
So get it if you want, it's still a really cool figure with a huge presence, very expensive, so it's gotta be worth it for somebody, links in the description. But not for me, though.
Jobby, I thought you loved me. Did we not escape Area 51 together?
I love you.
And yet, you betray me.
You're my alien.
We've been through so much. You were the only one for me. I loved you.
I love you.
Area 51, open up! Please do not let me go back there.
Alien.
Please. Have you said that, Elliot, please? I have a hole in my soul, and only you were Subject is resisting arrest. Permission to terminate on site.
Permission granted. He is the worst YouTuber I've ever seen. Please kill him and get me that alien. I need that alien pussy. Give me that alien pussy. Give me that alien pussy.
You do not yet know your place in this universe. You are but a speck, a measly toy reviewer with an identity crisis. I love you, but you are kind of a fag.
Hey, if you like what I do for some reason, there's a lot of ways you can support me. Please support me. Patreon, where I'm asking for only $1 a month. We got shirts with pockets, and of course buying from Big Bad Toy Store using the link in the description. All of this helps me survive in this hellscape called the YouTube algorithm. I have a feeling the algorithm's not too keen on me after I stopped using stupid faces in my thumbnails and defended offensive jokes. But of course you can watch my content absolutely free. You can show your support by simply subscribing and sharing this video with your friends. I just hope they don't judge you for your taste in videos.
I love money!
Leave a like if you liked the video, comment below, let me know what you think. I love you. Fuck off.